You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So number one, I'm not sure if people paid attention to some of the mannerisms, some of the movement that was specifically going on, especially some of the waddling that was taking place. I'm going to leave that exactly specifically where it is. But the main thing that I really want to talk about here is the fact that whenever I have brought up the fact, it doesn't matter if it was on IG or if it's on YouTube, I happen to get some pushback, and people are always stating that, oh, why is it that we try to use a few examples to categorize the whole as the black community. No other race does this, and this doesn't happen to any other race but us. But that's because we allow it. We allow people within our communities to go out here and do things such as this. And what I mean by allow, as I mean that we are not raising people in the community to be better people in the community. So therefore, when they grow older and they decide to branch out or leave the community or to venture out into other communities, this is what takes place. So then when this takes place, these examples are used against the best of the black community or the whole of the black community. So it's amazing that black people want to get mad at people for highlighting this when black people are the ones that have the control in order to rectify this situation. But every single time that you have people up here trying to tell black people, I'm talking about other black people, right? I'm talking about black elders. The moment in time that you have black people knowledgeable, educated, they have families, they're married, they're raising their kids well, all this. Anytime that any of those individuals are specifically telling black people what it is that they should be doing, what they need to be doing, black people don't want to listen because they feel that they know what is best. And we're going to highlight the main thing, which is feel. That's the problem. Whenever black people receive the truth and it's a truth that they don't like, black people get emotional. Black people want to start deflecting. Black people want to start looking this way or that way or all these other things. Black people want to start saying what? Oh, well, other communities aren't getting on their people when they do it. Why should we sit up there and be the first ones to do it? Why do we have to be the ones to? Because we're the ones that's always talking about we're getting dragged through the mud. We're the ones mainly talking about how we get disrespected and how no one cares and all these other types of things. How do you expect for anybody or other groups of people to respect or care about you when you're showing that you don't care about your life, yourself, or your community? How do you expect that to work? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. The black community is the only one that I have seen so far that will literally state that, yo, hey, if respect has to be given, you have to sit up there and respect everybody else. What about respecting you? What about respecting yourself? What about respecting your family? What about respecting your neighbors? What about respecting your community? What about doing any of that? Once you're able to fully acknowledge and accept and take full responsibility of being able to acknowledge yourself and the wrongdoings, and you're able to respect yourself, you can then have respect for other people. You can't sit up here and go say, yeah, go out here and love everybody else, but you don't love you. How does that make sense? That don't make sense. That literally, how is it plausible for any person that doesn't love themselves to go out here and love somebody else? You don't even know or understand what love is, because you can't even, that's something that you can't even give to yourself. So how are you going to be able to actually be able and willingly to give that to somebody else? You can't. You can't. It's so many wrong and bad teachings directly in the black community and it shows. But the main problem again that we suffer from is the time that this is highlighted, we feel as though that we're being picked on. We feel that it's not right because we're the only ones that got to deal with this. How come nobody else is sitting up here talking about the things that other communities are doing? Well, if you want to see those things, then you can go out there and search for that material. You can search for that information. You can search for those articles. You can search for those videos. But that's not what you're specifically looking for. If you realistically wanted to see black people doing well, doing good, then you would actually search for that content. But that's realistically not what you are looking for. The main things that you're looking for are the things that are going to allow you to argue. The main things that you're going to be able to formulate a type of topic and all of these other types of things. You're going to look for things that's going to allow you to deflect and run away from certain situations that you know that you need to face. And the main thing that the black community needs to face and needs to fix is the black community. And the black people are the only ones that have the power. As I stated before in a previous other video, when dealing with hair and specifically dealt with black women and spending habits, it was stated that annually, which means yearly, that black women spend $1.1 billion on hair, weaves, extensions, what have you. 1.1 billion. So just think what it would be, let's say if whatever it is that men are spending money on. Let's say Jordans. Let's say, a whole bunch of things that are not necessary. Jordans, marijuana, cigarettes, liquor, all types of stuff that don't mean nothing, that don't carry any type of value. More than likely is going to give a short life expectancy. It's not going to do anything for the person, not going to do anything for the children, not going to do anything for the family, not going to do anything for the community, not going to do anything to bring wealth or generational wealth. It's not going to give any type of longevity at all. So if we got black women out here spending 1.1 billion yearly on hair that's not even theirs, we probably have the same amount, if not a little bit more, of black men spending money on stuff that don't even matter. So again, you're dealing with bad habits within the black community. And this video is clear cut showing those bad habits. It's showing those bad teachings. It's great that we have variables out here where we can showcase, a family that has two parents and they're raising their kids and the kids are coming out great. They're going to college and all these, but that's not the main thing that we just so happen to see on an everyday basis, is it? Well, at least that's not the main thing that we like to talk about. That's not the thing that we like to celebrate. The main thing that we like to celebrate all the time is single parenthood. The main thing that we like to celebrate is the broken household. The main thing that we like to celebrate is the depraved, the deranged, the individuals that are doing the utmost negative in the black community. And then we turn around and get mad when other people want to highlight this and list this is why the black community is the way that it is, when they're 100% correct. You can't get mad when you celebrate the degeneracy in the black community and somebody turns it around and reflects it back to you and show you the degeneracy that you're celebrating is 100% wrong. You can't turn around and sit up there and say, "Oh, this is racist, this is this is that." Nah, look at what you see. You see black men doing this, right? I'm not going to put the specifics on it. Like I told y'all earlier, I ain't going to put the specifics on it, but for all intents and purposes, you see black men doing this, right? You see them going through here. They pulling up garbage bags. They sagging their pants. They sitting up here wearing Crocs. They in a mask. They got glasses on. They in hoodies. They going through the store. And this is when I commonly state the thing that a lot of people railed against me with, and people had an issue. And I'm going to sit up there and say it again. This is when I want armed security to start coming through these businesses and start cleaning house. I don't even care no more, because y'all don't understand one main thing. The moment in time, like let's say Walmart for example, I'm sorry, Walmart basically stated that if the stealing continues, then they're going to start shutting down Walmarts. They're doing this deliberately, and y'all so stupid that y'all don't even know it, and y'all falling right into the trap. So this means that if your town, let's say if you live in a city or a town, because nobody supports mom and pop shops or anything like that anymore, because once Walmart or these big conglomerate groceries come in and start buying up everything else, you all you have is this. So that means that the moment in time that a Walmart shuts down in a town, that's it. It's a huge vacancy that can't nobody fill, that can't nobody replace. And you're not going to be able to build anything fast enough. You're not going to be able to get money fast enough from the community in order to establish a business to take up that vacancy. So what does that now mean? That now means that people are going to start to leave that place. They're going to start to live somewhere else. What does that then mean? That means that less and less people there. Then that means that there's going to be abandonment issues. That means that there's going to be neglect in the neighborhoods and the housing and the business. That means that crime is also going to start to pick up as well because there's going to be less people there, which means that depraved individuals can start coming in, taking up residency on blocks, and further breaking down those blocks. Like I said, it's a whole system, it's a whole plan, and y'all falling directly right into it. This is why I start getting to a point where I'm not even mad when I start seeing Caucasians, true Americans, talking about how it is that they see black people. I can't even sit up there and get mad because at the end of the day, black people don't even want to take responsibility for something that is theirs. Like I said, too many times I done seen families talking about on, let's say, like, let's go back to like MySpace, let's go back to Facebook, let's go back to all of these notes that you would always see on social media. Free gang gang, free Gucci Gucci, free 4120. Whoever it is that did something bad in the family, they always saying freedom, they ain't do nothing wrong. But we all know that all their life they've been doing the wrong things. They've been sitting up there carjacking. They've been doing things to the community. They've been sitting up here running rampant. They doing all these other type of things that they shouldn't be doing, breaking the law. But you got the nerve to sit up there and make a post talking about freedom as if the like everybody else did this to them, as if they did not initiate all of these actions that culminated to the point where they got captured finally. It's crazy. And you always see this in the black community. I've been seeing this since I was younger. People used to sit up there and have like the t-shirts or spray painted t-shirts, and they would always have family and stuff directly on there and talking about free this, free that. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He innocent. And all, but you know, this dude would sit up there and be carrying. You know, this dude would be sitting up there selling. You know, this dude caught a couple of bodies. Like, but you want to make it seem like this dude is wholesome. He's an angel. He's innocent. It's nah, man. Like I said, the black community are some of the main ones, if not the only ones, that will support and uplift degeneracy. And then turn around when people sit up there and use that same degeneracy that they want to uplift and they want to use it against them to give them that reflection like, yo, this is something that y'all need to fix. This is the ugly side of you. And it is for the black community, the degeneracy that is running amok, that is going directly through the communities, that are ruining the communities, that are ruining lives, tearing apart lives, ending lives. The individuals that are coming through ruining businesses, doesn't matter if it's family businesses or if it's like, you know, conglomerates or whatever it's called, it don't matter. They're rolling through there and they're doing that. Those are their actions. Nobody's forcing them to do it. The government is not forcing them realistically like, hey, this is the only choice that you got, you better take it. Nah, that's what they selected to do, because you got other dudes that come out of jail and prison and they end up becoming chefs. They end up becoming barbers. They end up owning construction businesses. They end up owning like a grocery store, or they start flipping houses. Like you got all of these examples of guys that took part in that degeneracy at a moment in time in their life, and they served their time and it's like, yo, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep running the same route. It's a dead man's game. I have to change now, or else I'm going to be just like the people before me. I'm going to be like my homie down the street, right? So, like I said, I'm clearly looking at something. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe these individuals aren't black. Maybe I'm anti-black. Right? Maybe I'm so far gone. I'm so far anti-black that I don't even realize the stuff that I'm saying at this moment in time. Maybe I'm saying things, right, that are so far right at this moment in time, right? Because, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how to grade the stuff anymore. I don't know how to brand the stuff anymore because I'm looking at the same things day by day by day by day. And I'm looking at what it is that black people are doing because I'm focused on black people because I want the best. I want betterment for black people. And me just solely focusing on the good things that black people are doing is not going to erase or magically wipe away the degeneracy that is directly in the community at this moment in time. It's not. That's just not how it works. That's like when you have other people say that, oh, if you don't want to, if you want racism to disappear, then don't talk about it. No, that's not how that happens. You have to break down systems. You have to break down conversations. You have to break down the type of logic that was bred into people so that they understand what they're doing, what they believe is wrong, that it's absurd. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. That's the exact same thing that you have to do with the degeneracy. But in order to break down the degeneracy, you have to break down a support system that supports the degeneracy, that allows the degeneracy to do what it's been doing for the longest time possible. But the problem with that is the people that are supporting don't think that they're doing anything wrong. And this is why you have enablers directly out here. This is why you have degeneracy directly out here. This is why the black community is in a dilapidated type of circumstance that is in at this moment in time. This is why we are at a standstill. This is why we are at a high rate of failure. So again, to all of those black people that always got a problem whenever I bring this up, please explain this away from me. Please tell me that this is just a fake, this is a facade. I'm just overreacting. It's really not that serious. Just tell me that. Just tell me that. Just tell me that. But like I said, make sure when you're talking, you don't try to sideline and deflect and try to bring up what other groups of people are doing. Because like I said, I done covered continents. I've covered stories more like you never heard of before. So I'm not even trying to hear that because I've tried so many times to give solutions to the black community to no avail. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to hear. So I'm waiting for those that are directly out there to start talking and give solutions because maybe if y'all start talking, maybe if y'all actually, start bringing these things up, maybe people will start listening. Maybe people will actually start paying attention because ain't nobody going to listen if I start saying it. And I've been saying it for years. And you see how things have gotten worse and worse and worse, just like I kept stating that they were going to get worse and worse and worse. And it's going to get to that point of no return. It's going to get to that point of like, yo, it's very much almost impossible to fix that. It's going to get to that point. Again, 2025 is rolling up. People ain't prepared. And then you got 2030 to 2035. Black people ain't prepared. So, like I said, whoever you pray to, whatever deity that you believe in, you better hope and make sure that they're on your side when those dates roll up. You better hope.